I want us all to be in the driver's seat of our life. And when you make a wrong turn, like just like when you're driving, what do? You don't just say, oh my God, I'm going to turn around and go home because I got lost. Like, no, you're going to keep driving. You're going to check your GPS again. And you're going to see what's another way that I can get there because I'm still going to get there. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa, vocalist, vocal coach here. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the phrase, when you make plans, God laughs. And I kind of wanted to talk about that, why I hate that phrase and what it kind of means to me. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you keep watching and of course, like and subscribe. Now, I never too much like the phrase that says something, it goes along the lines of, well, when you make plans, God laughs. Like, no, because most of the things, in fact, everything I've ever wanted in my life, I have gotten because I've had a plan. Moreover, it's God who was the one that helped me put the plan together. Now, this isn't even a religious thing. Like, you could say God, you could say your higher self, you could say the universe, whatever you want to say, right? But the concept is the same. I think that when we make plans that are in alignment, that are meant to happen, it doesn't matter if some detours do arise. Now, I understand what is typically meant by this phrase. Like, I'm not dense. I know what people are trying to say. And typically, I don't think it's to discourage people or like to be rude or anything. I think that people just kind of look at it as life just happens to us, right? And things just happen that you don't expect in life, which is true. And I think that that's always going to be a reality of the life that we live. Like, you're never going to expect certain things, good and bad, to fall into your lap or to happen to you. And I think it's really important to, of course, acknowledge that that is a reality of life. However, in the same breath, I would like to say that just because those things happen, it doesn't mean that, you know, your plans failed or that God is somewhere like laughing at you or trying to sabotage your plans because you tried to make a plan. Like, that just never made sense to me. Basically, when people say that, they mean, you know, no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you want things to be a certain way, life is going to throw you a curveball regardless. My issue is when people use that phrase as an excuse to turn life's detours into a moment where, well, it was completely out of my control and that's why I can't carry out my plans in the way that I initially wanted to, because I had this unexpected turn of events or I had this detour in life and now my plan is ruined. I think that's a cop-out. And because those things happen, it's not because God or the universe has some ulterior motive that's trying to sabotage you or get you further away from your goals. When I was younger, I always had dreams and plans to have a certain type of lifestyle. I always knew what I wanted in my life. I always knew kind of what kind of life that I could envision. I knew what kind of career I wanted. I knew what kind of relationship I wanted. I knew when I wanted to have kids, when I wanted to go to college. Like, I kind of had a plan. And I know that that's not every young person's experience. Like, some people, they start their adult life and they're like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do, right? And that wasn't the case for me. Like, I kind of always had an idea of what I wanted to do. And as I got older, I would always make plans. And I did make the mistake a lot of times of telling people, specifically older people, that I had my life planned out to a T. And everything that I set out for my life, at this point, I could say I have accomplished. I have achieved everything that I put into my plan all those years ago. And I felt like sometimes people would disparage me or kind of like laugh at my plans, or they would scoff at the things that I would say, because when I would explain, oh, this is what I want for myself, this is what I see for my life, and kind of explain how I thought of everything that I wanted to a T in my life, they would kind of roll their eyes, or they'd be like, oh, well, we'll see about that when you get older. Like, that's not going to work. Or, you know, maybe just say certain things like, well, that's what you think now, but maybe you might have a different opinion when you get older. And like, that's true too. Like, I'm not going to say that, oh, you know, I've never changed since I've like left high school and college. Obviously not. But like the big things that I've collaborated with God on, like I've collaborated with the universe. These are the things that I see for myself. This is my vision. This is my future. All of those things have come into fruition. Now, is that to say that everything went smoothly on the path there? No. Is that to say that, everything that I have or that I've accomplished in this life has been easy? Obviously, no, not at all. I've had challenges. I've had obstacles. I mean, name one person who hasn't had some kind of detour or curveball come into their path when they're trying to achieve their goals. But never once did I take one of those curveballs. Never did I let that question my path or my plan. In fact, whenever one of those things would come knock me off the horse, of course I would be discouraged at first, but I would always go back to my plan and try again. And that's how I was able to realize those things and actually make my plan come into fruition. Overall, I did gain a lot of wisdom from the adversities that I faced in life, those failures or those detours or those things that we faced that were less than ideal, that weren't in our plan necessarily. That never was a reason that I would just stop trying. This was definitely the case with me, but this is the case with anybody. Whenever you do face those failures, you face those things that knock you off of your path or off of your journey, you don't let those things keep you down, right? You go back to what the plan was, and then you troubleshoot. You think, okay, what can I do differently? What's a new strategy? What's something different, a different approach, a different perspective that I can tackle this obstacle with so that I can achieve the things that I want to achieve. So lastly, I will say that it is important to be flexible along this journey of having a plan. If you are going to plan things out in your life to a T, it's very important that you are flexible and that you're open to certain different possibilities, and understand that maybe you may not get to your destination in the way that you expected to, but you will always get there. And that's the point of making a plan. I want to make sure that when people hear that phrase, they don't use it as a cop-out to just completely give up or completely walk away from the things that they've always wanted to do or said that they wanted to do because, well, things just don't work out, I guess. No, not necessarily. You got to keep trying. You got to go back to the drawing board and you got to figure it out. If I can accomplish everything in my life that I've always wanted to accomplish through the adversities that I've faced, some crazy stuff. Like, y'all wouldn't believe some of the stuff that I went through to get here. But now that I'm here and I still have such a far way to go, I will never say I'm here. I made it to everything I've ever wanted, because there's so much to do. There's so much in the future, but to this point, I feel really good about the things that I've accomplished, and never once did I let any of those ideas that, life just happens and sometimes you can't predict what's going to happen. It's just going to make your life go all out of whack and you're just going to have to go on autopilot. I reject that. I don't like that mentality. I don't like that thought process, because one, it just removes accountability from us, and two, it just makes us feel like we're in the passenger seat of our life. I want us all to be in the driver's seat of our life, and when you make a wrong turn, just like when you're driving, what do? You don't just say, oh my God, I'm going to turn around and go home because I got lost. No, you're going to keep driving. You're going to check your, GPS again. And you're going to see what's another way that I can get there, because I'm still going to get there. Right. So those are my thoughts about that concept, about that phrase. That's just my 2 cents. I'd like to hear what all of you have to say about that. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Let me know down in the comments below, and make sure that you like this video and of course subscribe to the channel, because I post a lot of content for singers, mindset coaching, vocal coaching, all kinds of things in between. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comment section, and I'll catch up with you all in the next video.